Hello, dear spa owner, and welcome back to Spa Business Mastery. My name is Kirsten Foss. I'm really glad you're here, particularly today because we are talking about spa sales. We're in October. I'm recording this mid-October, and I know that a lot of you are in panic mode because it's the normal seasonality, the low part of seasonality in the spa industry. And if you've been busy, if you were busy in the summer, you might have felt like you're too busy to kind of get yourself prepared for maybe a slower fall. Maybe it slipped your mind. Maybe you actually were putting it off because you didn't really know what to do to kind of create change in your sales. And when I'm talking about sales, I'm talking about both service sales. So I'm talking about bookings, and I'm talking about retail sales. And then we can even break it down even further into new client service sales and retail sales and existing client service sales and retail sales. So both are obviously different types of client that we would be dealing with as far as our marketing. But today, what I want to really dig into with sales is the actual sales techniques, tactics that we're using at the spa, whether you're a solo or a spa team. And so it doesn't really matter. You could be putting thousands of dollars into marketing campaigns. And if you or the team are unable to, suggest services for pre-booking, or even more importantly, is to suggest home care to continue on their treatment outcomes, then you as a business will be in trouble. The fact of the matter is, in the spa industry, is that we trade time for money. And so you will have a definite ceiling in your business, especially as a solo, once you are fully booked up. And so the only way to leverage your spa business is through retail sales. So it is so important to be able to retail effectively, because that's how you're going to get out of that trading time for dollars. It's the same for your team. You are building a business with people, but that's expensive. You've got payroll to pay, especially if they're not fully booked. Like, where's that money coming from? So it's more important than ever to really make sure that you have a sales strategy. And even more importantly, past the strategy, is that you have a sales system. So we're talking about a sales system, creating a sales system, why you need a sales system, so that it's a lot easier in your business, because so many of you are really struggling. You're working really hard in the treatment room and you are exhausted. The team is tired, and it just kind of seemed to be not moving, like pedaling fast and not moving, like a little duck in water, right? All right, so I'm talking about this because of the seasonality that we are experiencing at certain times of the year. So this conversation will be highly relevant, not only right now in the fall, it'll be highly relevant for January. January, February can sometimes be a little slow. And for some skin therapy businesses, your business slows down actually in the summer. A big bulk of your business is the rest of the year. So depending on the type of business you are, the type of niche you are, you're going to be experiencing slumps. So I urge you to keep listening to hear about what I have to say about spa sales and how to rectify this. Okay, there's one more reason why I want to talk about spa sales, and that has to do with numerology. So if you've been following me for a few months, you know that I am now introducing, implementing, layering up numerology with spa business. And so if you don't know what numerology is, it's the study of the energetics of numbers. So we're kind of layering a little bit of woo-woo here over the business, but gosh, there's a lot of magic in it, and I want to tell you why. So in numerology, every month has an energetic kind of theme to it. And for the month of October 2023, our energetic theme is the number 8. And I want to share with you what 8 energy means, because it's showing up a lot right now. because the energy is ripe for it, it's an opportunity for us to really learn about our businesses in a slightly different way. So let me tell you a little bit about the 8 energy because it is so relevant to your business right now. So the 8 energy is all about it's all about abundance, but it's also about responsibility. It's about accountability. It is about momentum. Okay. And so this is why, because we're in this 8 energy for the month, why this conversation is so relevant. If you are struggling in your spa sales, whether it is service and retail, that means that whatever you have been doing up until now, it got you here. And so basically, your habits and your skills, you've been using pretty much the same ones, and it's netting you the same results right away. Okay. So the second piece of kind of where things are broken right now for you is that you don't have a system. You may not have a system, or it may not be a complete system. So you may have a little bit of a sales system, say at the end of a facial, about kind of your protocol, about how you, once you get them out of bed and you show them their products and your home care prescription and you walk them through it. That's one small part of a sales system. So I want to make sure that you have a full sales system that starts with the client at the beginning of the service, and it is seamless all the way through, and it does not feel like a sales system, right? Because it's really hard to get to the end of the service and then kind of pull out the sales tactics, as kind and nice as they are. Sometimes it feels like there's a disconnect for the client, and a lot of times for the esthetician, that feels like a disconnect. It's like, we've been doing this beautiful treatment, and then all of a sudden I got to talk about sales. It feels kind of right? So the system is probably an issue. And then thirdly, the other piece about your low sales is that you likely don't know how to maintain momentum. If you are, maybe you have a good week, but you're not sure how to keep that momentum going. And so all of these issues about sales are so relevant with this numerology 8 energy, because it's time to take responsibility for what's not working. It's time to take accountability for what needs to be done. And it's time to also dive deep into learning. That's another characteristic of the 8 energy is depth and devotion. 8 energy loves to go deep in learning on things. 8 energy is also mentorship energy. You are a mentor to your clients. So this is all so relevant. Okay. And most importantly is the accountability piece of it. Okay. So the real issue with low sales, your current habits and sales skills, they're limited, right? And if you're using those same sales skills with the same habits layered up, you're really kind of stuck in that spot there. Then you've got a lack of system, and then you've got a lack of momentum. So there's nothing worse than being kind of feeling stuck in a bit of a victim mode when it comes to sales, because Lord knows, I mean, I've seen and I've heard, and I myself have been that spa owner where I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning panicking, worrying, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay myself? Oh, this is such a pinch. I hate this. I go through this every year, or I go through this every, 6 months, a quarter. It feels really crummy when something isn't working. And so this particular podcast is literally a call to action for you to take right action in your business about sales. All right. So when it comes to sales systems, there's another piece here. Traditional sales has typically been more, kind of hard sales, quite frankly. I remember coming up as an esthetician and throughout my career, a lot of the sales were kind of being pulled from tactics in other industries that were like hard sales. And quite frankly, I didn't like them. They felt icky and gross, and I kind of cherry picked what felt kind of okay and created my own. And I know that no matter what you tell your team, if they don't, if a tactic feels kind of pushy or out of alignment with them, they simply won't do it. So the traditional sales kind of model does feel a bit gross, right? There's some estheticians out there that have no problem with it. They're very confident with it. It's the estheticians and service providers that they need like a bit of a softer system, but still super effective. Okay. So when it comes to the spa industry, the sales system needs to feel good, not only for the esthetician, but it's got to feel good for the client. I've been a client before. I don't know about you guys, but I've gone to a spa, had my facial, nothing was really talked about. And then I get to the front, and then there's like a pile of products that the receptionist pushes towards me and says, "Oh, your esthetician recommended these for you." Thanks. Okay, that's a lot. And there's been no conversation, other, maybe very little, but there's no dots connected. Right. So it's got to feel good to the client as well. At the end of the day, as a business owner, you need consistent sales because it gives you consistent business results. And for the client, it gives them consistent results for the services that you're doing. Increasing your sales knowledge, adding a sales system actually is serving your client at a higher level, to be quite frank. All right. So if you're kind of feeling like, oh, how do I wrap my head around it? It feels gross. Think of it like this. This is a way for you to serve your client most fully. If you are feeling, or any of your team members are feeling a little self-conscious about this, it might be that they just need more product knowledge training to kind of beef up that confidence in there. So when it comes to a sales system, I'm not going to talk about exactly what goes in the sales system. What I'm talking about today is why you need a sales system. It has to do with consistency for client outcomes and for your business. At the end of the day, a system allows you to optimize your business, right? You're tired of working too hard, right? Okay, systems optimize your business. It gives you, dear spa owner, the freedom that you've been craving. You don't want to be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. You don't want to have to be stuck in the treatment room hustling your butt doing services because you're literally having to cover payroll. Getting a spa sales system organized, implemented, and like continue to coach if you have a team, that is the true freedom for you in your business when it comes to sales. Okay, now what? Okay, I've got 3 options for you because I don't want to leave you hanging. Because I always want you to take action on things. It's great to learn. Here we are in this 8 energy, which is all about like depth and devotion and learning and being a subject matter expert. So ride the wave of that energy, of the 8 energy, and start thinking about what's missing in your sales system, what you don't know, maybe even a little few notes about, like maybe you have an inkling about what's missing, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. Either way, I have 3 options for you. So the first one has been on my website as a free download for you for quite some time. I'm in the process of zhuzhing it up, and this free download is called the Daily Client Prep. Now, what this is actually the first step in my particular feel-good sales system for spas. So I literally am taking out the first chapter, the first step, and giving it to you so that you can get started and create that momentum. Okay, so I'm going to have that link in the show notes as on the website. Hopefully we can put it into our socials as well there. But either way, it will definitely be on this vlog post on my website at kirstenfoss.com. So it's called the Daily Client Prep, and this is the first step of what you would do or your team would do when they get to work during the day. Right now, I'm in the process, like I said, of tweaking it. I'm actually going to be shifting it into more of a video tutorial with the actual download. So there's a little bit more teaching in there. And so it's something you do as soon when you get to work. You go through all your client files, and you're prepping yourself for the opportunities of the day so that you don't miss them by mistake. It's front page for you. Literally, there's actually a worksheet in that particular download so that you can use that first bit of the system to kick off your day and start increasing your retail sales immediately. Immediately, I mean it. It can happen immediately within a day. Increasing your retail sales and increasing your pre-booking for the next time that they come in. All right, that's the first thing I want to give you. It's a gift from me to you. The second thing that I have for you is, if you've never worked with me before, I offer a first-time coaching call. So it's like half price of what you would normally pay for just a one-off call, and it's an opportunity for you to try out my coaching and see how what I would be recommending for your particular business. So in that one call, I don't give away the feel good sales system in that one call, but we will talk about it. I will share some nuggets with you, and you will definitely go home with multiple action steps, a lot more clarity, and starting to feel that freedom that you really wanted. And then the last offer that I have for you, if you are ready to get things in gear, like you are done with playing small in terms of sales and you're ready to put a system together, my Rock Solid VIP Day is exactly that. It is literally a plug and play sales system for you and your spa business. Whether you have a team or whether you're solo, it doesn't matter. If you have a team, there's actually a team presentation that you'd be able to use to train them, as well as a team transition itinerary for you, so that you can go forward and coach and teach your team this particular sales system. So that is the full system, the plug and play. This is customizing it for your business, teaching you about scorecards, what metrics to check. I'm going to be analyzing your particular metrics and looking for where those blind spots are and where I can, suggest making some tweaks. So that's the third one, the VIP day. So either way, whatever you do, whether you are taking advantage of some of my resources or anybody else's in this industry, I want you to take action this October so that you can create momentum in your sales process for your spa business. Okay, that's it for me, dear spa owner. If you have been enjoying these podcasts, please hit subscribe so that you get notified for when the next one is. The next one actually will be Delia and I talking about spa marketing in December. Holy smokes, here we are. If you didn't catch last podcast, it's all about prep. No, we'll be in November next month. If you missed last podcast, no, sorry, I'm getting mixed up on my recording. We've already recorded it. It's a marketing podcast with Delia and I, and it's to prep for a busy January. Okay, so giving yourself time. It's not a lot of time, but between the sales podcast and the marketing one, you can decide which one is the priority for you. All right, we'll see you next month on Spa Business Mastery. Take care.